Good morning, this is Spacewalker from Spacewalker Models in Vale, North Carolina. I had a request for some pictures to be sent to an individual to show how I did the bottom of the cars for fenders for the Nelly face style. How I cut the bottom out so there would be clearance of the wheels from the fender. I've been working on a new car design, and obviously it hasn't been raced because you can see it in the video that it's just under construction. I've got the basic shape formed, and I got the final sanding and soaking of the CA glue into the balsa for strength. So I thought I'd just go ahead and just make a video so you can share. I can share this with everybody. Flip the car over. I don't know how well this is going to show up, but I'm giving it a try. What I first do is I've got these razor saws that I'll cut this area here first. Maybe kind of get an idea with the distance. Do that on both sides. While this the balsa is still in there, you're cutting that out. And then I take an X-Acto blade.
Because you can never guarantee if we really get wintry weather here, we're going somewhere to
and just lay it right in here, kind of touching the car itself, and you cut that in the same distance that you just saw down with the razor saw. And just at the building of this car, I discovered a way to put this on this sanding block that I made. I bought this piece of wood at Lowe's. And you just lay it in here like this for the final touches on both sides. Sort of like so, if you can get that idea. Like that. And then I also do it this way. This should get everything pretty much square. For the airflow and aerodynamics, you want it to be straight, of course. So that's the way I cut out the bottom of the car with fenders and also with the Nelly face style fenders. And this is kind of a unique design that I'm trying. I don't believe I've seen one just quite like it. Notice that it's got the short fenders on the right dominant side, and it's got the full skirted Nelly face style fenders on the left side. Right side, left side. I don't know if I got that right or not. And of course, what I'm trying to accomplish is an airflow going down the track where the Nelly face skirt and the top of the fender is going to pick up the air and maybe help hold the dominant wheel against the rail. Anyway, that's the concept. We'll get it built and finished and run it down the test track and see how it does. Anyway, that should give you some idea on how I do the fenders for the clearance. Let me just put the wheels in before we get off video here. Before I insert the wheels and show you the clearances and everything, I forgot to mention that I use this on this block sanding paper. This is 220 grit sandpaper. I use it on the top of the car like this. I also sand that to get those fenders perfectly square with the car body. Do that on both sides. The car body being flat and sanding against the fenders should square up everything. I hope I didn't get off camera there. I brought my hands back. I got to try to remember to stay in the middle of everything. I got a tripod here that's kind of in my way. If you sand it here and here, the block being perfectly square, you should come out with your aerodynamics being as good as you can get them, as far as squaring up your fenders. And of course, we do it on the bottom, like so, on both sides. I think that's kind of cool. Anyway, maybe that'll be helpful, or maybe it won't. One thing that's kind of cool about my body design, where I've cut out the holes in the body and then filled them in with balsa, is the weight of the car. At this point, without wheels and axles, paint and finish, and so on and so forth, it weighs 0.56 ounces. If you leave this area in and put all these fenders and everything on, you're going to have a heavy car. You know, the horsepower is obviously back here with your cubes and the weight pockets. So if you have too much weight on the front, you're not going to have any horsepower in the rear. So the car weighs, at this point, 0.56 ounces. Before I added the fenders, the car body weighed 0.29 ounces without the fenders. So we put in the zero friction slide guides on the front and the back, and that's where we are at this point. Now let's put the wheels in so you can see the clearances. In this design, I think everybody probably agree that it's probably kind of unique, but we have to try things. You know, I've seen some posts where people was saying they were getting tired of building surfboards shaped cars. Well, this is not exactly surfboard shape, as you can see. So we put the rear wheel in over here. Right now, I don't want to push this all the way in until I relieve the axle holes a little bit more, because I always like to push mine in with my thumb and push them out with my fingers. I think this one will push out. Yeah, like that. I'll do that again so you can see what I'm doing. I relieve the axle holes after drilling with a number 43 drill bit with a .92 pin gauge. You just twist it in there until you get it relieved to the way you want it. So it'll push out with your forefinger and thumb through the middle of the wheel, so it doesn't bend your axles. Okay, let's put that back in so we can see the clearances. I'm not going to push it all the way in yet. Don't want to get it in there and can't get it out. So that one needs to be relieved a little bit more. So to be safe, we'll just push it in like that. And while you're sanding the shape of your fenders, if you push it in with the extraction pliers, is the perfect distance where you won't be sanding on the nail head. So that clearance is so you're shaping the car body like so, and it misses the nail head. All right, let's put the dominant wheel in. Push that in with the extraction pliers.
They were salting the roads all over.
Now this is another unique thing about the design of the car.
My car wasn't salted. And everyone I know that I saw last night that was doing a little dance to have a snow day today, they've got to get up for work.
And we'll push that in with the extraction pliers.
Schools are closing early, so they're sending kids in for a few
In testing, what I'm going to do is find out whether I want to run the wheel like this with the BSA lettering on the outside of the car, and I'm also going to try it. Get that out. I made this real tight. This clearance here, actually there isn't any clearance. I put 1/64 plywood in the wheel well until I closed it up to where it just fit. I did all that while the fender, before the fender was installed, so I could change this direction to see which the best performance would be. And another way that I'm going to try it is this, let's see, which way did I have it? I had the lettering out. I'll cut this outer hub off so it's flush with the wheel surface. Like that, it'll be cut off. So I can run it either way. See the clearance. It's tight, just fits in there. So running it this way versus, make sure I did this right. That would be a closed wheel well in that direction, and you'd have airflow over here that wouldn't get in that wheel well. Or if I try it this way, I think this is the way I had it originally. Then running down the track, it would also grab the air and go inside the wheel well for more of that side motion to the left to draw that dominant wheel to the rail. What I'm thinking, the concept here is that it would take a whole lot less steer with the Nelly Fay fender pulling air from the top and the bottom. Also through here with the closed wheel well, either with the BSA lettering towards the inside of the car, or more of a smooth surface with the BSA lettering towards the inside of the car. So I'm going to test it both ways and see how it works. I believe that'll conclude this video. I hope that this might be helpful. The design is yet to be proven.